I stepped into the old, decrepit church, its wooden doors creaking ominously as they closed behind me. The air inside was heavy with a musty smell, and I couldn't help but shiver as a chill ran down my spine. The dim light from the flickering candles barely illuminated the eerie surroundings. I had heard stories about this place, but I never imagined I would find myself here, alone. As I ventured further into the church, the silence was deafening. The only sound was the echoing of my own footsteps on the cold stone floor. The pews were covered in dust, and cobwebs hung in the corners of the room. It was clear that no one had been here in years. The atmosphere was suffocating, and a feeling of dread washed over me. I had been drawn to this place by the rumors of a ghost that haunted the church. They said it was the spirit of a priest who had died under mysterious circumstances. Some claimed to have heard his anguished whispers in the dead of night, while others swore they had seen his spectral figure wandering the aisles. I was a skeptic, but curiosity had gotten the better of me. I decided to sit in one of the pews, trying to muster the courage to stay a little longer. As I sat there in the darkness, I heard a faint, distant sound, a soft, mournful wail that sent shivers down my spine. I dismissed it as my imagination playing tricks on me, but then it came again, louder this time, and unmistakable. It was a cry of pain and despair that seemed to emanate from all around me. My heart raced as I looked around, trying to locate the source of the sound. The candles flickered wildly, casting eerie, dancing shadows on the walls. And then, I saw him. A figure in priestly robes, his face obscured by shadows, standing at the altar. My breath caught in my throat, and my pulse quickened. It couldn't be real. The ghostly figure beckoned me with a bony, skeletal hand, and a voice, cold and hollow, echoed in my head. "Come closer, my child," it whispered. "I have a story to tell." My legs trembled as I approached the altar, unable to resist the ghost's pull. I had to know what he wanted to tell me. As I stood before him, the candles burned brighter, illuminating his gaunt face. His eyes, empty and soulless, bore into mine. The ghost began to speak, his voice a haunting melody of sorrow and anguish. He told me of his life as a devoted priest, of his unwavering faith, and of the darkness that had consumed the church. He spoke of a secret, a terrible secret that had driven him to madness and death. He claimed that he was trapped here, unable to find peace until someone uncovered the truth. I listened in rapt attention as the ghost's story unfolded, each word sending a chill through my body. He spoke of strange occurrences within the church, of inexplicable events that had terrorized the parishioners. He spoke of a hidden chamber beneath the church, a chamber that held the key to the mystery. As the ghost's tale reached its climax, the church seemed to come alive around me. The candles flickered wildly, and the shadows danced with malevolent intent. I knew I had to find the hidden chamber, to uncover the truth and release the tormented spirit from his eternal suffering. With newfound determination, I followed the ghost's spectral guidance, searching for the entrance to the hidden chamber. It took hours of relentless exploration, but finally, I discovered a trapdoor concealed beneath a worn-out rug. With trembling hands, I opened it, revealing a narrow, winding staircase that led into darkness. Descending into the depths of the church, I could feel the weight of centuries of secrets bearing down on me. The air grew colder, and the walls seemed to close in as I delved deeper into the underground labyrinth. And then, I found it, the hidden chamber. The chamber was filled with ancient tomes, relics, and an altar adorned with sinister symbols. It was a place of unspeakable rituals and dark magic. I realized that this was the source of the church's malevolence, the root of the priest's torment. As I examined the chamber, a voice whispered in my ear, and I turned to see the ghost standing beside me. His eyes were filled with gratitude, and he nodded approvingly. I understood what needed to be done. With a heavy heart, I began to dismantle the altar and destroy the cursed artifacts, banishing the darkness from the church. As I completed the task, a blinding light enveloped me, and I felt a profound sense of release. the ghost's anguished cries turned into peaceful sighs of relief, and he slowly faded away, leaving me alone in the now sanctified church. I had uncovered the truth, put an end to the haunting, and allowed the tormented spirit to find peace at last. As I left the church, I couldn't help but look back one last time, knowing that I had been a part of something otherworldly, something beyond belief. The horror of that night would stay with me forever, a reminder that some mysteries are best left undisturbed, and some ghosts are real. Leaving the church behind, I stepped out into the cool night air. The moon hung high in the sky, casting an eerie glow on the ancient building. The weight of what I had witnessed weighed heavily on my shoulders, but there was also a sense of closure and relief. The once ominous aura that had enveloped the church had dissipated, and as I walked away, the old structure seemed to stand a little straighter, as if freed from the shackles of its dark past. I couldn't help but wonder how many others had ventured into this place, seeking answers or thrills, only to fall victim to the malevolent forces that had lurked within. As I made my way back to the safety of my car, I couldn't shake the feeling that the church's secrets were not entirely gone. I had banished the darkness, but the memory of the priest's haunting tale lingered in my mind. The horrors I had witnessed were etched into my soul, and I knew that I would carry them with me for the rest of my life. Days turned into weeks, and I found myself compelled to return to the church, as if some unseen force was drawing me back. Perhaps it was my own curiosity or a lingering sense of responsibility. Whatever it was, I couldn't resist the pull. Upon my return, the church appeared different. The candles now burned steadily, the cobwebs had disappeared, and a sense of peace seemed to fill the air. It was as though the spirit of the priest had finally found solace, and the church had been reborn. I explored the church once more, but this time, there were no eerie whispers, no mournful cries. It was a place of quiet reverence, and I felt a deep sense of gratitude that I had been able to play a part in setting the priest's soul free. Over time, the church became a place of pilgrimage for those seeking solace and redemption. The story of the haunted church had changed, from one of fear and dread to one of hope and salvation. It was a reminder that even in the darkest of places, there could be a glimmer of light. As the years passed, I often found myself sitting in one of the pews, reflecting on that fateful night and the profound journey it had set me on. The horrors of the past had given way to a sense of purpose, and I knew that I had been forever changed by my encounter with the supernatural. In the end, the church's ghost story had not just been a tale of terror, it had been a story of redemption, of confronting the darkness within and finding a way to bring light into the world. I had been a witness to the extraordinary, and it had left an indelible mark on my soul. As I left the church one final time, I offered a silent prayer for the restless spirit of the priest, thanking him for sharing his story and allowing me to be a part of his journey toward peace. The old church stood as a testament to the power of courage and compassion, a place where the line between the living and the dead had been blurred, and where the human spirit had triumphed over the supernatural.